Ladies and gentlemen, the point of no return has just been reached. Papoose, hip-hop's champion of loyalty and poetic expertise, has been arrested. Yes, he was arrested after using all of his strength to strike Eazy, the block commander. And the video is terrible now that it's out there, darling. We're talking about security guards shouting at someone, furniture flipping and punches flying while Eazy tries to hide under a DJ table, face reddened. Everyone is asking what happened to the calm, composed Papoose. What pushed him from pen and poetry to handcuffs and headlines? And most importantly, what the hell did Eazy say that sparked this level of rage? Since it was definitely more than just a fight. For years, this emotional eruption had been building. Sources claim that Remy Ma was nearby when it happened, and her reaction was recorded on tape. We have a video that has been leaked, eyewitness testimonies, and insider knowledge that is about to go viral online. Grab some popcorn, turn on some music, and relax. Because when you hear what's about to happen, everything changes. At first, everything was quiet. Papoose, the silent king of fidelity, the stoic face of black love, and the man who kept Remy Ma down during a prison bid and stayed 10 toes down, has not been mentioned in interviews, tweets, or cryptic captions for weeks. Then, suddenly, unexpected news that no one had expected was all over the internet. Papoose was, in fact, taken into custody. Not for little matters like unpaid fines or an accidental misunderstanding. No. He was detained, handcuffed, and taken downtown for a full-fledged assault after he was accused of publicly attacking Eazy, the block captain, in front of cameras. The video was leaked as well. Let's analyze it. It was more than a fight on the street. In real time, this man broke down because months of humiliation, betrayal, and murmured disrespect had pushed him over the edge. Sources claim that it all took place at a private combat rap event held in Queens. A low-key networking event turned into a battlefield when Papoose stormed into the venue without permission, noticed Eazy laughing in the VIP area, and came straight at him like a heat-seeking missile. According to, there were several witnesses. Yet Papoose said nothing. No warning, no threats. Just walked straight up, reached back, and boomed. Struck so forcefully that the song was interrupted by the DJ. One witness claimed that it sounded like a gunshot. Thought someone had popped off before I saw Eazy hit the ground. Despite the unsteady video, the excitement is clear. You can see Eazy trying to stand up while Papoose is quite irascible, throwing chairs, grabbing collars, and even slamming a Red Bull across the table. Security rushed in too late. 3 men tried to stop Papoose. But a man who has been feeling depressed and betrayed for months won't be stopped by a rented security vest and a lanyard. From one camera angle, Papoose could be seen shouting, "You smiled in my face while sneaking up behind me. Were you hoping I would find out? You are aware now." Mic went down. It isn't related to music. This was a matter of respect. In this tale, a man stood with Remy even though everyone else said she was unfit. Before being publicly replaced by a hostile rapper who couldn't even escape the first blow, she watched her jail, helped her revive her career, and raise their blended family. Now that the streets are talking, let's not act like we're brand new. All of us can see the murmuring. That started months ago. Initially, Remy and Eazy were reportedly spending a lot of time together out of the public eye, according to certain industry sources. Then the blurry images, then the body language, and finally Eazy with its 2 confident captions. "Not every victory is captured on camera, sir." What did you mean by that? 'Cause now everyone knows this wasn't a rumor. Papoose only demonstrated that this was real with his hands. Even before the arrest was formally confirmed, fan videos of the event were circulating on X, formerly Twitter, and TikTok. As security eventually shoved Papoose to the ground, Remy Ma's voice can be heard shouting from the rear in one video, which has earned over 11 million views to date. She said, "Stop. This isn't the place." Wait, what? Because, let's face it, Rhee's hands are dirty. You admit that there was a place, eyes, the internet. Because if this was truly just a business relationship, why did her husband lose his temper so much? Why did he risk everything, including his freedom and reputation, to get Eazy? Because he knew. He always knew. According to an anonymous source close to Papoose's team, he remained silent for months. Everyone told him to let it go, but he couldn't. Because she never really denied it. Eazy. He became arrogant. And let's not forget the buildup. Just 2 weeks prior, Eazy had sent a now-deleted tweet that read, "A lot of you are loyal to ghosts." I stick to what's true. When the video surfaced, the internet was flooded with comments, such as "Papoose is a better man than me." I would have done it in 2023. Papoose leaving the battle like an avenger in slow motion. Eazy's face was photoshopped onto a mortal. Combat screen, Eazy was folded like a mixtape cover, and, was that a shot? If it was, it would have deteriorated in the summer heat like spoiled milk. What brought us here? "I told y'all, love don't live here no more," Remy said, holding her head. 50 Cent, of course, shared the video with laughing emojis and said, "I told y'all, love don't live here no more." Even celebrities weighed in, with Cardi B sharing a fan tweet that read, "You guys better protect black men who love loudly and lose everything in silence. Collision microphone." A few hours later, Papoose was arrested at the 104th Precinct on charges of third-degree assault, public endangerment, and disorderly conduct. The arrest record included video evidence of battery and intent to do harm. While the streets celebrated, the NYPD wasn't playing. Remy was also at the station, but not as a defendant. And she allegedly tried to downplay the altercation as a witness, saying that they had been at odds for months and that it was a misunderstanding that went out of control. Ma'am, chairs were flying. That's not a misunderstanding. That's a cricket. No statement, no post, no live, just one Instagram story the next day. He didn't fight back. He uttered like a man who knew this was coming, because that's who Papoose. Eazy doesn't run, he doesn't hide, and he stands by his principles, even if it means losing everything. The videos of the Papoose, Eazy beatdowns were all over the timeline before the internet had even had its morning coffee yet. And when we say viral, we mean 17 million views in less than 6 hours. People weren't just watching, they were replaying, analyzing, and commenting. "Oh, you're quiet now because you were quiet when you were posing as if nothing was happening. When you were posting passive-aggressive tweets and Instagram captions like a man with something to prove. But now that you've caught a two-piece without a biscuit, all of a sudden, let the lawyers handle it." The hit that shook hip-hop. Papoose versus Eazy full analysis. A 12-minute YouTube analysis of the video was posted by a fan. It featured split-screen crowd reactions, slow-motion zooms on Papoose's first swing, a red-circled Remy Ma whispering something to her assistant in the background, and, baby, a scathing voiceover. You can see Eazy trying to dodge left, but it's too late. Loyalty already caught him. Karma, too. However, the internet wasn't just laughing. It was crying, because for many fans, this was more than just rumors. If you push a king to the wall, don't cry when he charges back. Remy Ma and Papoose were the last remaining representation of true love in hip-hop. They stood their ground, in the face of pain, imprisonment, and paparazzi. Now that image is shattered, and Rhee's silence is louder than the punch. A new hashtag trended within hours of the video going viral. Hashtag Free Papoose. Oh no, ma'am. The comments weren't having it. You asked for healing after months of lying and sneaking. And Papoose did what most men wish they could do. There were so many comments that one person, Remy Ma, finally spoke up. Instead of doing a press run or posting a video, Remy Ma simply shared a single Instagram photo of herself in black and white without makeup with the long caption, "Sometimes the strongest. Hearts break the loudest. Don't spiritual caption your way out of this one. Eazy didn't post anything or interview anyone. But his publicist sent a one-line statement to Rolling Loud magazine that read, "We are aware of the incident and exploring legal remedies. Legal remedies. Now you're threatening to sue the man, whose wife you allegedly stole, on top of flirting, snooping, and slipping into direct messages." TMZ was the first to cover that fight, and the startling report that turned everything upside down followed. "That's not a rap session," he said. "It's a video, time-stamped 2 weeks before the altercation. Shows Remy Ma and Eazy entering a Jersey City hotel suite together at 2:38 a.m. They weren't filming. They weren't at an event, and they most definitely weren't alone for business." The clip shows Eazy whispering in her ear while putting his hand on her lower back, and she laughs. They enter, and guess what? They stay. 3 hours. Remy's team didn't comment, but fans did. Every second of that video is another nail in the coffin of Remy's public image. Then, as if someone purposely called for chaos, audio leaked. According to an anonymous source, Eazy said to Remy, "He'll never love you like I do. He's at ease. I'm here. Do you sense me? Do you sense me? We can feel the Papoose imprint on your chin, sir." This voicemail only fueled the fire, with thousands of fans bombarding Remy Ma's old Black Love interviews with clown emojis and comments like, "So this was a performance. Remove this. You gave that man this because he loved you more than his own career. But it didn't hold up over time." Fans weren't the only ones who pointed this out. Stars began unfollowing each other. Remy was taken off Taraji P. Henson's list of people she followed. Swiss Beats even shared a fan comment that read, "Real ones suffer the most, but they rise the highest." Nothing. Still no word. Just one move, not a post, not a tweet. He added a single line to his Instagram bio. Rap City posted a vague tweet that said, "You can't build a legacy with betrayal." You know what Papoose did? This scandal is leaving craters, so let's talk about the harm to the industry. "I'll walk out when I've calmed down," he added. Reportedly, Eazy lost a chance to represent a streetwear brand that would have debuted next month. Remy Ma was removed from her appearance on a podcast that focused on empowering women through loyalty. The irony was oppressive. The news broke that Papoose had refused bail and chose to spend the night at the detention facility. According to a blog, one officer said that he did not want preferential treatment. This is what no one expected. Papoose became a cultural icon, not just a man who was hated, but one who chose respect over retaliation, silence over influence, and hands only when it became unbearable. And the ones behind him are standing. Fan merchandise is showing up with slogans like "Protect Papoose," "Loyalty," everything. One label hopes to raise money for a Healing Via Bars project with him as the face of devotion, tenacity, and emotional depth. As one well-known TikTok stated, "This isn't about gossip. Swung for all of us." In the meantime, the internet is still dissecting every aspect of that hotel leak. This is about guys who work hard and women who allow them to fail. Footage. The world is now getting ready for what's coming up. Part 3 is where it all comes together. Court cases, diss tracks, public apologies, and a career change that nobody expected. And guess what? It's only getting louder. As Papoose arrived for his arraignment, reporters gathered on the sidewalk. Fans cried, "We love you, Pap." This was a public reckoning rather than a family drama. And Remy Ma sat in the front row with sunglasses on and her lips pulled into a tight line. Assault, intentional harm, and disturbance of the public. But the trial itself was being held online. One TikTok commentator, who live-streamed the entire trial while the court cameras were rolling, received 2.5 million views in just 1 hour with the comment, "Will the king of loyalty fall or rise like the hero he is?" When asked to speak in court, Papoose remained calm and said, "I'm not proud of what I did, but I'm not ashamed of why I did it." Papoose's attorney revealed that Eazy had written Remy Ma A threatening message that made everyone shiver and even made the judge look scared. The story quickly shifted from one of cheating to one of pressure, manipulation, and silent suffering when the lawyer read aloud the text a few days before the attack. "If he comes at me, I swear I'll take both y'all down." The judge agreed to release Papoose without bail, but only on the condition that he not speak to Eazy for the next 90 days. The crowd outside erupted, with fans shouting, "Black love isn't dead. Justice for Pap, Remy. If you're confused, blink twice." Baby Remy then gave 4 blinks. Silence isn't always peace. Sometimes it's survival, Pap told the media as he walked out of the courthouse. His team is working hard to repair his image, and no posts, tweets, or battle announcements have been made. However, Eazy was in a downward spiral as Papoose left, and insiders claim that he canceled all studio sessions for the next 2 weeks. Overnight, fans turned against him, and the voicemails, leaked hotel footage, and now the threatening texts were too much. The streets he used to flex for were now tearing apart his once cocky online persona. Not a live stream or freestyle, but the damage was done. He sat on camera, visibly upset, and said, "I messed up," in a 5-minute Instagram apologetic video headlined "To Papoose, Remy, and the fans," before finally breaking his silence. "This is not how I intended things to turn out. You wanted the fire. Now, don't cry about the smoke. I got caught up in something I thought I could control, and I hurt people I never meant to hurt." The fans weren't impressed. While this was going on, Remy Ma went into full damage control mode. Her public relations team issued an official statement that read, "You're sorry now after your silence, let a real one burn in public." Remy Ma is committed to getting better, finding clarity, and rebuilding her life and career. But fans were already off her train. In addition to doing this, she also lost the community's respect. In the midst of all of this chaos, Papoose released a song, and not just any song, but Legacy Lost. She posted in shade / built the queen from a cage. She left with a fade. The internet went crazy. Thousands of fans posted emotional reactions. Celebrities shared the song with prayer emojis. She left with a fade. The cover art depicts a man leaving a broken mirror, his reflection holding a woman's hand and letting go. "I'm holding my breath / she exchanged vows for views. Now I'm left with regret. I loved in silence. In silence. This isn't revenge," the outro says. People called it the male version of Lemonade, and it was the closure we all needed. And if you still hear my heart in this, pray for her peace. He prayed for her. Despite all the betrayal, silence, and headlines, he ended with grace. And that's when public perception solidified. Papoose wasn't a criminal, he was a martyr. He didn't just walk through the fire. At the end of the week, Papoose secured a brand deal with a major therapy platform that promotes mental health for men of color. And he announced a documentary called Unwritten Bars, the story behind the silence, which is already making waves. On Netflix, the streets gave Papoose something no court could ever give him: the king of loyalty. This is because while others played games with hearts, clout, and attention, he stood on love. And when love broke him, he stood regardless. But let's face it, this story wasn't just about betrayal. It was about what happens to good men who love loudly and suffer silently. From loyalty to lies, from poetry to prison intake, from whispered voicemails to courtroom drama, the Remy Ma, Eazy, and Papoose triangle didn't just spiral out of control, it exploded. When the truth came crashing down, Papoose chose violence. Eazy chose silence, and Remy chose Instagram captions. We want real tea. If you want more exclusive breakdowns, unfiltered commentary, and the mess that other channels are too scared to touch, hit subscribe. Backhand index pointing right. Hit that like button. Backhand index pointing right. Subscribe. Backhand index pointing right. Did Remy Ma ruin the last true love story in hip-hop eyes? Broken heart? Eazy The Block Captain, ever get over the hit, either publicly or physically? Let us know in the comments. We explode wide open. This is the VVIP Celeb, where the truth doesn't leak out. It crashes like a wine glass at a dinner party for infidelity scandals. Stay faithful, stay loud, and stay messy until the next scandal occurs.